live with it. We live with it. Yeah, man. This is gonna be a long one and a good one. A long one and a good one. Live with it. We live with it. All right, look, man. So I want to talk about Lil Bill's take on this whole how to beat Kendrick Lamar. This is a 2-hour video. I'm not doing the whole 2 hours. I will probably do a little bit of it, but I'm going to watch it with y'all and give my assessment now. I seen Jalopy doing this when I was in the gym last night. I was going to do this last night, but I said, nah, let me take a day. Let me take a day. And then I'm going to come back to it. So, thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all, for everybody that's tuning in. You know what I'm saying? The king is in the building. So we're going to get started, man. Let's get it. All right, man. What you thought? Know what it is, man. All right, man. Torture Talk, Legendary Spill. Like, share, subscribe to the page. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. King of the North. All that good stuff. Before we get into that, you know I got to get a Legendary Spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know to find the ones that just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is right here on the screen. Cash App. No more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gym. 1,300 subscribers, over 18,000. And yes, I am the King of the North. Let me know what kingdom you are from. So look, man, this is going to be a goodie because some of the stuff he was saying, I disagreed with when I watched it on Jalopy's page. So we're going to get right to it. Cover me up. You ain't going to cover me up. All right, so look, man, this is Lil Bill. I know he's cool with the other guy. I can't remember the other guy's name. The guy with the dreads, the long dreads. A lot of these guys' takes I just don't agree with. Sometimes I feel like, and this is just how I feel before I even get into it. I watch some of his videos and sometimes I feel like they come off very condescending. And the way they talk to people like they're actually stupid. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that. I don't like how you ever met a person who talks to you like you're like he talk to you like you might be more, they might have a degree, right? And let's say, I don't know, political science or something. They might have a degree, right? And you know a lot, but since they have a degree, they talk to you like you're actually retarded. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like that's what him and the other guy does. I feel like sometimes they talk down to people instead of trying to actually have a conversation with them. They do these little ad hominem attacks on you, and you won't know. It's like talking to a gamer. Have you ever talked to a gamer? Like anybody that's like, if you ever go to the game store and wait for somebody, they always kind of correcting you and telling you like, and you already know. I learned a lot about video games, but since I'm black, I can't know about Game of Thrones and video games, like, cause I'm black. Like you, well, actually, the actually niggas. That's what I call him. He's an actually nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, actually, like that's what these niggas is to me. They don't want to have an actual conversation. They just want to actually. You get what I'm saying? They don't want to have a conversation. They want to tell you what it is. It's like, bro, like, let's talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's have a talk. Maybe I can learn from you. You know what I'm saying? I was telling one of my young boys earlier, I was like, he asked me, what do I do? And why do I do it on YouTube? I said, well, my biggest thing about my page on YouTube is I like to talk to people that I don't really agree with a lot because I want to learn from them and I want them to learn from me. because you can't really learn from people that you agree with all the time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to have those hard conversations. And sometimes you're going to be standing on a different side of the aisle, whether it's politically, whatever. You're going to be standing on a different side. You got to be able to have those conversations with people. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes I feel like him and the other guy, they come off like, it's like they already made their mind up. You can't really have a conversation with them because even if you come with a compelling argument, it doesn't matter because they already have a decision, or the decision's already made. It's already done. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter what you say. Like, well, what about, it doesn't matter. It's done. You know what I'm saying? That's them. That's how I feel like they come off. So you'll see what I'm talking about as we go on in this video. You know what I mean? And this is nothing, I don't know this man. I'm just going off of what I see. He could be a different person off YouTube. I don't know. But I'm just going off of what I see in him and the other guy. They kind of come off like that. You know what I mean? A little bit like they backhand you with the silk glove type. No, that's not how it is. I'll tell you how it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? They come off like that to me. Like that. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to it, man. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Don't let nobody else do it. That's kind of my point, dog.
Okay, so maybe about a month ago now, King Pan Africa himself, FD Signifier, aka the only black voice on this side of the internet that matters apparently, joined me on stream to discuss, among other topics.
That's the guy right there. He had a wild take about Kendrick a while ago, and I did a video a long time ago about it. I can't remember exactly what it was about, but I had to go. I went off on it. Like, he had a wild take. Like, I'm like, bro, come on, bro. Come on, bro. And don't get me wrong. These brothers sound like they're very educated. I'm not sitting here saying they're not. Who knows? They're very educated. But the thing about hip hop is always going to be subjective. It's always going to be opinionated based because it's an opinionated genre. But you're going to have people who try to make it fact based. Well, this is a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's not. It's still an opinion. You know what I'm saying? Even though I say Drake is not a part of this, it's not a fact. It's my opinion. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. So let's keep it going.
Barbershop Discourse, Joseph Bad Booty and his ongoing campaign to coax the hip-hop Candyman to come outside and play. If I ain't learned anything else from the discourse around that discourse, is that there's a few points from this beef that have proven to me how much of the party is still ongoing, even after Kendrick declared it dead and called on the culture to start a new one with spades and Kool-Aid squeezes like we had back in ye olden days. The problem is, Kenny ain't really been around to help start it since the Super Bowl. And I mean, I get it, dog. World Tour with SZA and all that.
Bro, like this is going to be a whole problem for me. I'm not even going to make it through this whole thing. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm probably going to rage quit. What are you talking about? Like, I'm probably going to rage quit. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to make it. Because some of the stuff that is they state in the, this is what I mean. These guys be stating the obvious and they try to sound like they're so intelligent by saying it. Bro, you know why Kendrick Lamar's not around. You already know. You know he's on a tour. Like, what are we talking about here? Why is this even up for debate? Like, bro, you saying, oh, well, he was saying that the party died, but he's still around. He's, the party's still very much alive. And it's like, bro, and I know they understand the concept of it, but if you think about it, the party actually did die because there's really no other rappers making hits like that. None of them. I would even go as far as saying a lot of rappers are kind of scared to even drop. And if you look at it, all the songs that are really getting some type of buzz or whatever you want to call it, it's still Kendrick and the clips. A lot of these people are real lyricists and real hip hop artists, and from what I'm seeing from them, they really don't want to give Kendrick his props. They want to try any and everything to discredit Kendrick. And it goes for a lot of these people. You know what I'm saying? I even seen Anthony Fantano calling Kendrick a hypocrite and he doesn't follow. It's like they're trying their hardest to look for anything to say You know what I'm saying? To say, well, he can't be as good as everybody say he is. There's no way. There's no way he's that great. Are you kidding me? He has to have a flaw somewhere. It's like, come on, bro. This is how it would be Kendrick Lamar. And then the thumbnail says, it's simple. What? You made a 2.5 hour video and you're sitting here saying it's simple to beat Kendrick? The video is 2.5 hours. How are you? This is what I mean by they talk to you like you're stupid. Like, bro, the video is 2.5 hours and you're talking about something that it's simple. How simple is that? 2.5 hours is not something I would say is simple. Like, come on, bro.
And I'm not saying he won't respond, because I fully believe that he will at some point, even if it's just with a sub. My point was and is that Kenny backing down from a rap beef after taking it upon himself to reset the culture to a time in which beef was one of the culture's definitive traits would be exactly the kind of cognitive dissonance that's low-key kind of dogged him for most of his career, but more importantly in this case, seems to dog many of his fans, many of them who are probably trained.
My guy, what are you talking? Bro, Joey Badass called Kendrick Lamar. He said whatever he said about Kendrick Lamar 6 months or 4 months after he dropped the first diss track, right? After he dropped the first diss track, four months later, he started talking to Kendrick. Now, people took it as him saying too much West Coast dick, like he actually was talking to Kendrick, right? And, ooh, he talking about Kendrick. Uh-oh. But here's my thing with dudes like this, right? What he's saying, right? You won't say this about Jay-Z if Jim Jones just dissed Jay-Z. You won't say that. You won't get on here and say anything like that if Jim Jones dissed Jay-Z. You won't say, well, Jay-Z has to respond. You won't say that. You won't say that about certain artists, Nas and Jim Jones. You won't say, well, I want to see a video you make a video of you saying Nas should respond to Jim Jones. That's the video I want to see you make. Because if you're going to sit here and tell me that Kendrick Lamar, the biggest rapper in the world right now, the biggest rapper in the world, has to take time out of him on a world tour, stadium tour, not even no regular what they call it, arena tours. We're talking about stadium tours, 60, 70,000 people there. This is a spectacle. It's not something that he's just doing just to do. This is something that is a movement. You're telling me that he's supposed to deviate from that to respond to Joey Badass? Are you kidding me? And then this is what I'm talking about, the backhanded with the silk glove type of talking to people right here, the patronizing that, oh, well, look, and all his fans they're going to jump off a bridge for him. It's like, bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Because I give you an opinion about your take on it, which I believe it's wrong. Now, all of a sudden, I'm jumping off the bridge for Kendrick. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, come on, man.
Lowkey kind of dogged him for most of his career, but more importantly, in this case, seems one of the culture's definitive traits would be exactly the kind of cognitive dissonance that's low-key kind of dogged him for most of his career. But
bro, what are we talking about? What low-key dogged Kendrick most of his career? What low-key dogged him, bro? That part right there, I don't know what you're talking about. This is something you formulated in your head. What where did anything low-key held him back? Where? In what perspective? This guy checks every box. You telling me that low-key his career was dogged by what? Your opinion? And then we're crazy because we defend Kendrick. Us fans of Kendrick Lamar is crazy. We sound weird. We're jumping out the window for him because we feel as though you're wrong for your statement. I need you to break that down. When you say low-key dogged him all his career, what part of what low-key dogged him? He did the Monster joint. That was a dish. And say he dissed everybody. Then he did Control, right? Everybody and their mother responded to control. And then I know what you probably trying to say. Well, he did control. And then when people directly called, no one directly called him out. Not one person. No one said, hey, Kendrick, I really want to battle you. None of them did that. So for you to sit here and say that, that's very disingenuous for you to say, well, it low-key dogged him his whole career. What low-key dogged him his whole career? We need to know. You need to explain that. Like, come on.
More importantly, in this case, seems to dog many of his fans, many of them who are probably transplants from the Owl House. Let's just be real. And I know what the boogies are going to say. Didn't you listen to Blacker to Berry? He literally called himself a hypocrite on that track.
This is what I'm talking about the backhanded with the silk glove type of talking to people. You see what I mean? You can't even have a normal conversation with somebody like this, because even if you give them your reasoning, they look at your reasoning as stupid. This is stupid. This is stupid. What? Like, bro, you made an assumption, and you even gave the answer yourself, because you can't get around that. That's why you making jokes about it. You can't get around that. He's like, listen, he did say he's a hypocrite. He said that himself. You can't get around that argument. So what you do, you try to make it sound like we're sound stupid by saying what he actually said. like it's crazy, bro. Like, come on now.
Yeah, and if I shoot a nigga in the head and plead guilty, the judge ain't going to say, oh, well, good on you for apology. Berry, he literally called himself a hypocrite on that track. Yeah, and if I shoot a nigga in the head and plead guilty, the judge ain't going to say, oh, well, good on you for apologizing. I guess you don't have to go to prison now, bucko.
That is not the same. That is a false equivalent like I never see. Yo, that is crazy for you even say something like that, bro. Listen, man. Some of these dudes, I'm gonna tell you right now, they're very intelligent, but they got no common sense. I swear to you, they lack a lot of common sense and a lot of basic common sense, bro. Like, that is not even the same. That's not the same if you shoot a person. Him saying he's a hypocrite and you comparing that to a murderer telling a judge, if he shot somebody in the head and said, hey, I did it, judge, I'm sorry. And then you say, well, and he didn't even say he's sorry. I shot him in the head, judge. And the judge said, well, you don't got to go to jail. What? What are you talking about, bro? That's not the same. That's not the same. Like, yo, I swear to you, man. I swear, some of these dudes, they say they hip hopsters, but they don't really want real hip hop. They're just complainers, especially a lot of these old heads. All they do is complain. That's it. They don't want, if you was to say Kendrick Lamar was better than Biggie Smalls, they'll cry. They'll cry. Oh, what? Are you stupid? Are you crazy? Like, they'll cry. They'll cry. Biggie did this. And it's like, bro, Kendrick Lamar did everything Biggie did and more. So how is he not better? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these dudes, in my opinion, they be having these what I call them, delusions of grandeur. You know what I'm saying? They just be delusional sometimes. And they just say things because a lot of people don't really know. And a lot of these people jump out here and say these things. This is my opinion. And I'll stand on it. You know what I'm saying? But some of the stuff that he's saying, I feel kind of, I ain't gonna lie, I feel borderline disrespected. You know what I'm saying? Because you basically you basically saying Kendrick Lamar fans are stupid. Basically, that's what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like that to me. Like, for real.
Again, use your brain, nigga. Like Feek said on that stream, for one reason or another, probably the biggest tangible cultural shift since Not Like Us is that Kendrick, due to no fault of his own, has in some ways taken on shades of Drake, and that a significant portion of his fans either can't, or let's just be real, don't want to process any kind of criticism of him, much less can they process the idea that he could.
Bro, this is what I'm saying, right? If you listen, this is what I'm talking about, bro. I'm sorry, I got to keep stopping it because some of the stuff he just keep going and I just got to disagree with. Bro, if you don't think a person has any flaws, you end up like you. We end up like you. If you're talking about musically, Kendrick Lamar, in my opinion, doesn't have flaws musically. To me, he's the perfect artist. It's a couple of artists that I believe is a perfect artist. They don't have flaws to me. It's Kendrick and a couple other people, right? But I'm just going to stick with Kendrick. In my opinion, musically, Kendrick Lamar checks all the boxes, right? What they do is they look for reasons to say that we're wrong for saying that he's actually a good artist or a perfect artist. So they'll say we must be delusional because we can't call him out on some things. And the things that they want us to call him out on is personal, or it's things that goes on in his life that has nothing to do with music. This is what I'm saying. We don't know him personally. So what you do is you jump out the window and say, well, y'all can't call him out on certain things. What? What do you mean? Because I'm saying that I believe he checks every box. And he said, well, you got to understand it. He took on some shades of Drake. Bro, let's be clear here. Every artist takes on shades of other artists. Drake did that. Jay-Z did it. Nas did it. Rakim did it. They all take on shades of other artists. For you to sit here and say, so you basically saying that when an artist gets to a certain point, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, Kendrick Lamar got to a certain point in his career where you become global. That is something that you can't do nothing about when people like you. You gotta keep, and I believe that Kendrick Lamar has always kept his integrity as an artist. I don't think that he ever compromised his sound or his integrity to be what Drake is. Never. But if you're gonna try to compete, like kind of put it together and basically say an artist can't actually be popular because if an artist becomes popular, then he has shades of Drake. That's bullshit, bro. That's 100% bullshit. And no way in the world you're gonna tell me that he took on shades of Drake because he's successful now. Bro, what are you talking about? Artists they become big and that's it. There's nothing you can do about that. So you basically saying that every artist that becomes successful and that's big, they taking on a shade of Drake. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. That's crazy, bro. Absolutely not. I'm not rolling with that. No.
Ever be bested in a rap battle by anyone who isn't a top 40 mainstay. And let's just be real, don't want to process any kind of criticism of him, much less can they process the idea that he could ever be bested in a rap battle by anyone who isn't a top 40 mainstay. And that's kind of what irks me with this whole discourse.
What are we talking about? You're trying to make up from what I'm seeing on this, and we only 3 minutes in. This is crazy. This is crazy. I don't think I'm not gonna make it through this whole video. We only 3 minutes in. This is a 2-hour video, and I'm not gonna do all 2 hours. But we're only 3 minutes in. But this is crazy. So you basically saying that people look at Kendrick and say, well, he can't get bested in a rap battle. Nobody can get him in a rap battle. That's basically what you're saying. So you're looking for a reason to say he can lose a rap battle when he hasn't lost a rap battle. Like, what are we talking about? This is the reason why you brought up Joey Badass, as if Joey Badass is on any type of level of Kendrick Lamar. Nowhere near Kendrick Lamar. But yet and still, you want him to stoop down and say, well, since you're bringing it back to the original and everything, you got to battle Joey Badass. And it's like, so he battled Joey Badass and he beats Joey Badass. And you know what you say? Well, Joey Badass wasn't on the level. You got to battle somebody that's on your level. Like, what? I don't understand this.
Oh, if this fact that he could ever be bested in a rap battle by anyone who isn't a top 40 mainstay. And that's kind of what irks me with this whole discourse. I don't know if this faction within the kinfolk has always been there, but didn't become this loud and obnoxious until the head of the snake, the head of the Drake got cut off, or if this is again largely OV hoes looking for the most popular wave to ride, because we all know that they have no loyalty to anything or anyone but whoever is crowned king for that moment. Either way.
Bro, what are you... This is what I mean, bro. Some of these dudes be doing these Johns, bro. And I get it, man. Y'all want clicks and views, and I understand you title something like that. People gonna watch your video because it's polarizing. I get it, and I understand it. But my thing is, right, people gonna like what they're gonna like. That's just the bottom line. I don't look at Drake fans and Kendrick fans as some type of people who are stupid. I don't. If you like Drake, you like Drake. If you're an OV ho, you're an OV ho. That's just what it is. But I don't want to come off, me personally, I don't come off disrespectful to people who like people. Unless you disrespecting me or disrespecting the artist, then it's something different. But sometimes I feel like these dudes say these things and they try to be neutral. They try to play both sides, and they're really not playing both sides. They're really, in my opinion, they're just reeling you in so you can listen to them, and then they can say, well, I criticized him too. Be like, no, you only did this so I come in so I can watch you, and it's like they butter you up. Like, yeah, I don't like Drake. I don't like that guy. Fuck Kendrick. You be like, wait, what? Hold on, man. What are you talking about? Why are you attacking me? No, for Kendrick fans. Y'all stupid. Y'all dumb. Be like, but I told you, you just said, yeah, I know what I said. And I'm not biased, but yeah, get out of here. Like, bro, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I feel like they do this on purpose.
Like I've said umpteenth thousand times, I'm about as big a fan of Kendrick as a reasonable person can be.
What did I just say, yo? I just told y'all. What did I just tell y'all? This is what they do. I just told y'all. They reel you in. Yeah, listen, bro, I'm the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan ever. You know what I'm saying? Like I can, but the thing is, the difference with me is I can actually criticize him. I could say that he can't beat everybody. I could say he has flaws. He's not that great of this. And it's like, this, what did I tell y'all? This is what they do. This is what they do. You know what I'm saying? Listen, let's be clear here. I don't know this brother. I'm just giving some pushback. I don't know him at all. I never talked to this dude, probably never will. You know what I'm saying? But I'm giving him some pushback. But I don't like this take. I don't. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
Keyword being a reasonable person, or key phrase, I guess, whatever. You get what I'm trying to say. But beyond all of that, before I was a fan of any particular hip hop artist, I was a fan of hip hop first. An old school one at that. The kind that believes that there's no such thing as too small for a clapback. Like I said, if Jay-Z had time.
Exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, what are we talking about here, bro? What are we saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at it like, you say that I like this. You know what I'm saying? And rappers that are big, you know what I'm saying, they gotta clap back at anybody. In my opinion, that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? That's not the case. I don't believe that. I don't believe that because I'm a Rocky man rapper and I diss Jay-Z, Jay-Z gotta come back at me. I don't believe Jay-Z should have to do that. I'm sorry.
Between Kingdom Come and American Gangster to give Jim Jones and Max B the time of day, or if 50 could start a whole beef with Jadakiss and Fat Joe for just featuring on a Ja Rule track after Ja.
That's not the same. That is not the same because they were in the same vicinity. This is not the same. That is not the same. You cannot say that Fat Joe, which 50 Cent literally was beefing with Ja Rule way before that. Before those songs. That's number one. Number two, you can't say that about Jay and Kingdom Come. He was already beefing with Jim Jones and them. What are you talking about? Like, what are we talking about? And Jay was big, don't get me wrong. But he wasn't way bigger than them at that time. He was big, but he wasn't like, oh my God, he's so much bigger than Jim Jones. No, it wasn't that. If you're comparing Joey Badass to Kendrick Lamar, that's a stretch. I'm talking like, that is a leap. You're talking about a man who is selling out stadiums versus a man who probably can't even sell out an arena. Like, come on, bro. Don't do that. This is two different stages, bro. Two different stages. Like, let's be clear here.
I'd already been handled by 50. I don't want to hear about how Joey Badass is too small for Kendrick. But again, more grating than that take is this idea that Kendrick is unbeatable in a rap battle. This is No, okay, maybe it's a little bit of shade, but the people who think this, or the people
Oh, nigga, this is not a little bit of shade. Nah, homeboy. Nah, homeboy. This ain't a little bit of shade. Nah, bro. My thing is, like, you formulating this in your head because you probably ain't as a Kendrick fan as you say you is. You're saying that everybody believes Kendrick is unbeatable. Who said that? Where did anybody said that? Like, I know, I'm gonna tell you right this. I believe that. And I said nobody in the game could mess with Kendrick. Top Dog said it too. But I believe you formulated that in your head as well, and you were upset about it. I don't really see too many people going on a whole rant about nobody can beat Kendrick. I think the fact that he called himself the boogeyman, you don't like that because you feel like everybody's scared of him because you are a hip hopster, and hip hopsters supposed to not be scared of any rapper. That's how I look. That's what I think you believe, in my opinion.
Get mad when you prove that thought wrong are the antithesis of what hip hop is supposed to be about. Listen, I'll be damned if a nigga named Anime Otaku 69420 is going to tell me that hip hop is all vibes and good times, that competition between rappers are settled on the charts or in subreddits, or that expecting a man who's basically made hip hop his religion to honor that religion's most blessed sacrament of verbal combat is tearing another black man down. Like, nigga, shut up with that. We talking about rap.
Okay, so going forward, I better not hear you say anything about anything black politically. I swear you better not say anything that is remotely close to any type of black, anything that's remotely close to black people in politics, whatever. If you're saying that a person can't say that, and then your whole argument is, oh, well, fuck that, people should be able to rap against each other and tear another black man down, and then you say something that is basically saying that, well, I'm speaking in the scope of uplifting black people, you are a hypocrite. I swear you better not say nothing like that. You better not say nothing like that. Because that is a reason why people say these things. And if you're saying that Kendrick Lamar fans can't say that, and then you go on and say something about how it's the opposite, and then you try to say, well, we're talking in the scope of black culture. Like, come on, bro. No, I'm not rolling.
Not the million freaking man march. Come off your high horse and get your thumb out of your behind for a second, and don't smell it when you take it out. Your stuff stinks just like everybody else's. Probably worse, to be honest. I've said before, the lyrical slaughter that was Kenny v. Drake told us more about Drake than it did about Kendrick, specifically that Drake was out of his depth from jump. The myriad of personal skeletons on top of his apparent inability to keep a friendly fade friendly was always going to wind up being his downfall. But what made that battle a massacre was Drake's lack of cultural awareness in regards to his blackness. And anybody who has been around hip hop for long enough to remember burning mixtapes from LimeWire downloads can tell you Kendrick is basically the Akuma of hip hop. Bro hits like a Mack freaking truck with every input, is what I'm saying. To the point that a noob or even an intermediate would be forgiven for putting their controller through the TV screen after one too many ghost shurikens. But if you know what you're doing, he's really a glass cannon. Admittedly, it's a lot easier said than done, but there is one fatal flaw to Kendrick that most people who know better know without me even having to say it, but few people can exploit well enough to win against him. So that's what we...
Bro, this is crazy. Yo, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. I never seen nothing like this. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This is crazy. I never seen nothing like this. I never seen people, like, people could say whatever they want about Drake. They could say whatever they want. But I never in my life actually seen a person or a couple of people who are so upset. Like, my thing is, let's be clear here, right? He's entitled to his opinion. That's what he feels. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at that. what really bothers me about a lot of this stuff, right, is y'all been, and he knows this because he's from that era. He knows this. Y'all been asking for a real hip hop artist to run the game forever. I don't know where he from, but I can almost guarantee he probably from the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? If he ain't from the East Coast, I don't know, but he may be from the East Coast. But in my opinion, y'all been asking for a real hip hop artist to run the game for so long. You know what I believe that a lot of y'all have and don't want to admit? Y'all have Stockholm syndrome. A lot of y'all hip hopsters have been captured by the mainstream, and y'all love the mainstream now. Y'all love it. Y'all love it to the point where y'all defend it now. A lot of y'all only go off of certain things, right? But y'all try to disguise it. But you making a whole entire video on how to beat Kendrick Lamar in a rap battle is nuts to me when you clearly say that you love hip hop. He literally took the top guy off. The guy that you said, basically saying that everybody was, he was the head of the snake. He cut the head off the snake, like you said, and the body dropped. Instead of you actually celebrating it, and I'm not saying glazing him, instead of you celebrating it, you make a 2-hour video on how you can defeat the guy who brought hip hop back. Y'all telling me that this guy, I should listen to him? I should listen to this guy here, who literally is fighting the guy who brought hip hop back. You're trying to figure out a way to overthrow the king that's already the king of hip hop. We got a new king of hip hop. Instead of you saying, hey, we can make a video on how to keep Drake out of this. Now, he might have did that. I don't know. I ain't seen most of his videos. He might have did that. But instead of you doing that, you're making a video on how you can have him defeated. For what, though? For you to make another video and tell us how you could defeat that guy too? Like, is you basing this off of beating Kendrick Lamar because he beat Drake? Like, what? Like, that's the problem I have with a lot of these guys. It's like they always talk about how they want real hip hop, and then when it's confronted in their face, what do? They go out their way to try to sabotage it. Like, to me, this whole video is sabotage. That's all it is. To me, I don't care what nobody say. You could say, oh, well, he has a different perspective. To me, this is nothing but sabotaging Kendrick Lamar. That's all this video is taken for, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? He could tell me he loved Kendrick. He could tell me he liked Kendrick. And he could tell me anything. But from what I'm seeing, the title of the video alone is going to bring people in and say, damn. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that people couldn't have a difference of opinion, because you can. That's fine. But I'm saying going into this video, it's surrounded with negativity.